Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 19 of Brewvent 2022. 5 beers until Christmas. This is my little fun video I make every day where I open a beer that I don't know what I'm gonna get, and then I rate it with nutcrackers. It's my West Coast version of my good friend Kelly, whose birthday was yesterday in New York. She and her husband have been doing this for like years now. And that's kind of what inspired me to start WineVent 4 years ago. And now this year I'm kind of doing Brewvent along with them. So for anybody who actually doesn't know how I got started on this whole thing, that's the story. Reminder to click in the link in the bio so that you can get the whole video. Let's see what we have today. Boom, we have a bottle. With some curling ribbon, guitar, I can play with that later. This is, oh, the Big Wave Golden Ale, Risa. So, okay, Risa, her partner Randy, and myself went to Hawaii a couple of months ago, well, like 6-7 months ago at this point, in May of this year. And I was actually wondering if I was going to get something from these people. Yeah, I went, and like, we're all big, like, you know, not alcohol fans. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, they're bartenders and we know our stuff pretty well, and we all enjoy craft beer. And the scheduling got a little weird, and they ended up leaving a day before me. And after I dropped them off at the airport in Honolulu, I drove like 15 more minutes down the road to where this brewery is located, and I tried some of their stuff, and I had really good poke there too. So I can't remember if this is their flagship ale. It might be. But they actually have some really good brews out there. If I recall correctly, it's owned and operated entirely by, you know, a native Hawaiian family, and they've got like a really cool brewery, beautiful open space. You get a beautiful view of the ocean and the mountains out there, so it's really nice. What is this? There is a little thing written here. Paddle into easy drinking island refreshment with Big Wave. So smooth, it's like catching the crest of a breaking wave at Oahu's Makaha Beach and gliding all the way to the shore. Paradise is just a sip away. One life, right? I suppose so. What is the ABV on this? 4.4. Nice and little. There we go. All right, let's open. Come on, catch. Thank you. No need to frost the beer today. It's snowing outside and 28 degrees out. So this beer is nice and chilly, just by virtue of having been in my garage. Very minimal head on this. Like, super, super minimal. Very nice. And this is a cute little, for a closer look at the label there too, we have some paddlers. All right, so here it looks like we've just got a glass of apple juice, some sparkling apple juice, very small head, like barely even like a pinky's worth, you know. Let's see what we get off the nose. Well, I definitely get pineapple, which would make sense considering this is from. Yeah, there's a sweetness to the nose, which I think does come from a pineapple flavor. And a maltiness too, which I'm kind of digging. Let's give it a shot and see what we find. I was definitely right about the sweetness, for sure. It's got a really nice, almost, believe it or not, remember the very first beer we had, that German Bitburger? This reminds me of that a lot. I mean, not quite as foamy, but sort of, there's a sweetness to it that's kind of like the honey notes that I got off that first German beer. Definitely a bit of fruitiness, which I actually do think is supposed to be notes of pineapple. They're probably kind of leaning into their like Hawaii shtick with that. Not hoppy at all, very smooth, crisp, delightful. This is lovely. This is a lighter beer that I actually would really go out of my way to try on tap. I may have had this on tap. I don't remember. I tried 2 different beers while I was there, and I can't remember if the Big Wave was one of them. But I definitely did give a couple of different drafts a try while I was out there. And this is really enjoyable. There is a maltiness to it too, so it's not just like Kolschy or anything like that. It's got a bit of a heavier substance to it. It's very simple and classic, you know? It's not, this is a beer that does not pretend to be anything else than what it is. A nice golden ale, period. The toasted barley, the sweetness, a little bit of honey and pineapple notes, but it's otherwise clean and refreshing, goes down really easy. You could have this with oysters and poke and just like a lot of the seafood that you have out there. It's a good one. It's a nice, pleasant, good beer. Especially for people who really enjoy golden ales. So how many red nutcrackers are we going to give the Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing Company based on Oahu? Ironically, even though Kona, oh wait, I don't know if they're based on Oahu now that I think about it, because I think Kona, the flagship brewery might be on Big Island where Kona is, which would make a lot more sense given the name. But based in Hawaii. Where do I land with this one? You know, I feel like I'm kind of I'm gonna put this at 6.5. I'm really struggled between, 6 seemed just a little bit too low and 7 just seemed a bit too high. It's very like on the upper end of middle of the road pleasant. You know, I'd be perfectly happy to find this on draft, or if somebody served this to me. It's not what I would first reach for. It is a little plain for my tastes. It's just got like, you know, it's just a very straightforward golden ale, and yeah, it does have some notes going on, but overall it feels a little bit like a beer you would have like at a frat party in college. You know, and I'm not trying to mean that as a diss. It just means that it's just very, it almost feels like it's not a craft beer, if that makes sense. But you know, it even looks like something that you would like find at a frat party in college with like no foam on it. But I mean, hey, there's a place for that, and I'm not knocking that. It's just, you know, not like all the way up in the upper caliber of what I typically look for, but it's still perfectly pleasant. I would not like turn my nose up at this if somebody offered it to me. It's perfectly enjoyable. So let's say 6.5 nutcrackers for the Kona Brewing Big Wave Golden Ale. Quite lovely. I'm going out to my favorite watering hole tonight to meet my friend Andrew for a craft beer, and I plan to get a stout. So I'm going to go a very opposite direction of this. But I will be back here tomorrow for day 20. We are now officially into the 20s. I will see you guys then, and until we drink again, cheers.